Hello out there, and welcome again to another round of Bad Takeout.
Bad Takeout.
I am Jeremy. Singing on the mic is Kevin.
Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, Kevin.
You like my song?
Not really.
Okay, I'm working on it.
Oh yeah, we're still
We
working.
don't have an opening song. So.
Well, you know what I noticed? Not to get into this whole thing, I noticed on some other Yahoo put up a stupid like YouTube video thing, and they had music all over their video that clearly they didn't copyright. So
But
should I
they
be
got
ignoring it?
They got like a disclaimer. I
No,
think.
it was some stupid little broad for I forget what it was for.
She used "Buckets of Rain" by Bob Dylan.
No, but she used something else.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Maybe it was just Dylan. He's probably kind of a hard ass, I would think.
it was YouTube. It wasn't Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan didn't call me up and tell me to stop using his song. It was YouTube. It was like probably some code or some thing on YouTube that
Kind
knows
of computer code that you
Yeah.
have no idea exists.
Right.
Nor do I.
Anyways,
probably for the best.
How you doing?
I'm good. It feels like we haven't done this for a while.
It's only been a week. It feels like a long time because you finally had something to do this week.
I did. I worked. I worked this
Went
week.
back to the workforce.
Yeah, fucking salt mines, man.
It's tough in the salt mines.
It is.
How
But-
was it? Good show?
Yeah, it was a good show. Nickelodeon Kid Choice Awards. And
All right.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
Yeah,
Did you get slimed?
I did actually. Well, I mean, not intentionally.
What
but
is it?
I don't know. It smelled like pudding. Tasted. I didn't taste it. I wanted to.
It tastes like pudding.
Yeah, it tasted like pudding.
All right. Good show. All right. I didn't see it,
It's okay. Neither did I.
but it was fun.
Yeah, it was good.
It's all done now. All right.
Off to the
And
next
now
one.
bad to bad takeout.
Back on the government tit from now on.
All right.
Well,
To the next one.
Yeah, why not?
You're this close to retiring.
It's true. My golf game is kind of falling apart. So I think I should look into retirement soon.
It's a good idea.
But I should probably have a 401k and like savings and
You
stuff
should
like
probably
that.
be older than 35 too. And
30. Hey, come on. 35.
no, I'm saying be older than 35 before you're thinking about retirement.
Oh, okay. Unless you...
Like a billionaire, which you're not.
Not yet.
Or a genius
I'm working
scientist,
on- I'm working,
which you're
but-
not.
No.
Or a billionaire musician, which you're not.
I don't think there are any billionaire musicians. Well,
That's not true.
Well, maybe-
Kiss has to be a billionaire, right?
yeah, you're right.
Rolling
The
Stones.
Beatles are billionaires.
The Rolling Stones had to be.
Like last year, they made $1 billion.
Yeah.
They're pretty old, too. It's too bad, because the Stones are the shit. I'm a big
Are they
fan.
still this shit though?
No. I saw them about 10 years ago at Giant Stadium in Jersey, and I was in the nosebleed seats, and they put on a great show. So, yeah, I guess they are still worth it. But
Springsteen's got to be a billionaire. No, not a
Probably.
billionaire.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. How do we
billion's
know?
a lot of fucking
Billion's
money.
a lot of money. But Springsteen can put on a show.
He is the hardest working white man in show
Oh, there you
business.
go. What are you drinking tonight?
I don't know, whatever's in your fridge. Fat Tire, New Belgium.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's full bodied.
It's a wonderful beer.
So, how have you been?
But chilling. Moved into a new place.
Oh, you did?
We're coming to you live from. Well, not coming to you live. We're coming to you on YouTube from Geek Cave 2.0, our new studio.
Well,
I wonder how it'll sound. Hopefully, it'll sound good.
studio's a little, you know.
Hey, it's a studio, all right?
Yeah, there's a microphone, so I guess it's a studio.
There's a professional microphone.
Yeah.
We're not talking on that little mic, that little, shitty.
Lavalier?
That little no,
Passing.
lavalier would be great if we had a lavalier.
Maybe. I don't know. I just like the sound of that word. It sounds French. Makes you sound a little bit smarter.
March Madness is going on.
It is going on. I finally got to see a game or two today.
I was paying attention. I was
Yeah.
watching.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Hit a buzzer beater 3-pointer.
Oh, did not see that.
Yeah, it was. That was when I woke up.
I was watching
morning.
Florida.
Yeah, University of Florida. They're their favorite, I would think.
We better get this up quickly, or
It's gonna be whatever word.
exactly muttering, stuttering, trick you.
Shit, my vocabulary has definitely decreased since.
What happened that you had a very good vocabulary?
I should have.
We did a whole thing how you have good vocabulary, you just don't know what it means.
Right. Did we? Wow, I thought that was just in my dreams. Nice one.
I hope you don't dream about the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. It's like it's fame, and it's it's gonna blow up. It's gonna be on like CNN.
I haven't seen you in like a week since the last podcast, so it's like hopefully we'll have some witty banter to
Some
get
things
at.
to.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you wouldn't believe what happened. Actually, you wouldn't believe what happened.
See that? Yes. Wonderful. Go
Today I
ahead.
was driving down to go hang out with a friend, and I was driving down Sunset Boulevard, and this guy was riding a bike, and I guess he was against the crosswalk, so he didn't have the pedestrian way to go, and this cabbie must have brushed him, must have hit him or something, and I'm like, about 50 feet away, so I really can't see. And as I'm noticing what's going on, I'm already kind of making a left onto a side street, but there's a street brawl that's gonna go on. Like,
did you stop?
I did. I stopped in the middle of the street and I watched, and I really wanted to park and like videotape it, and watch it over and over again. But it was crazy. This guy threw something at the cabbie's driver door, and he was cursing at him, fuck you, fuck you. Everyone's beeping. It's a green light at this point. And so the cabbie gets out, and these two guys are like going at it, and just as I have to start moving, they start throwing punches. So I missed it.
You saw punches thrown?
But
nice.
it was havoc. Sunset in like La Brea at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
That's high activity.
It was good stuff.
Wow.
I love a good street fight.
I haven't seen a good street brawl. I did watch. It could bring us right into an early bit that we love.
Oh boy.
What's Kevin watching? But I'll start off with what Jeremy's watching. Last night, you'd be proud of me during dinner. I think I'm trying to do research for the show now because I'm trying to like gander and find shitty shows. But last night, brand new episode of Cops was on.
Cops
2013. I didn't think Cops was still on.
You kidding me? Cops is my favorite show of all time.
What you want, what you want, what you want to do.
When the sheriff comes for you.
The best part was in the opening. I see this, like, they show, the fast flashes of all these different things. They cut to this car that's, like, tilted up on its side. So, so now that the driver's side is, like, literally on its side. It didn't end
well for the driver.
The driver's now getting out of the car. The cop's standing there flashing the light at the guy. This guy gets out, must be 250, 275. No shirt on. Just nothing but
They're never
gut.
wearing shirts.
He gets out of it, and he has to now get down from the top of the side of the door, which is on its side, down.
So like a 6-foot drop.
6-foot drop. He gets out and biffs the drop and just hits his ass. Blubber goes everywhere.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, God. And
Was he drunk?
Oh, yeah. He wasn't even there.
Yeah.
That's why he flipped the car.
Cops, I've been watching Cops since I was probably 8 years old. It's one of the longest running shows in my repertoire. I love it. It's
always a go-to show.
I remember one of my first memories, actually. Well, not really first memories, but I remember being in my basement on a Saturday night, and I had like my little toy gun and my little toy handcuffs, and I watched like the premiere of Cops.
Wow.
It has been one of my go-time shows because you kind of get to see what happens if you're a complete piece of shit and smoke meth and
It is funny you say that because I think we watched an episode and a half, and in that episode and a half...
Couldn't finish it? Or you missed the first half?
No, we just went to do something else. We were leaving or something.
Okay.
But out of like the whole like 45 minutes we watched, 2 guys had meth on them. Like, sure on, had the crystals.
Meth is big.
I didn't think it was so big.
I've never seen it.
I watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
But like other than that, like I didn't know it was so big.
It's never been offered to me. I've never seen it. I've obviously never used it.
I've never seen it in person. Coke is the craziest it's ever gotten for me seeing things.
Meth is huge right now, man. Everybody's doing meth. Like you wouldn't imagine, but it's so cheap to do. Like, hillbillies are like blowing up outhouses trying to cook it in like, Montana, but like, millionaires are using it like, in Beverly Hills, which is crazy. It's fucking meth.
It's crazy.
They cook it in like, a mayonnaise jar like on a fucking gas stove. It's gross. Yeah, for some reason it just makes people's faces kind of turn into like trolls.
I think because
Willow.
they pick their face.
Oh man, I think
you pick your face.
Yeah, I was leaving Vegas one day. I think for my brother's bachelor party actually, but I was driving back, and as I'm getting on the 15, to head back to Los Angeles, I see this guy on the corner of the road, side of the road, and he's got a sign and all that shit, homeless guy, and he looked like he had like makeup on, like Hollywood makeup on, because his face was just completely like picked off. His arms were all like, red and just scaly, and it's that right there is like a reason never.
Maybe
to
he had psoriasis.
It might be a good time, like maybe he did.
maybe he had psoriasis.
Maybe eczema.
Like why right away he's gotta be a meth head?
Because
he had that meth head vibe.
Yeah, meth heads exist, especially in Las Vegas.
Oh, no. I mean, any kind of scumbaggery or disgustingness you can get into, it goes on in Vegas.
I gave a homeless guy a cigarette yesterday, actually. Like, you know, I did my part.
I gave a homeless guy a granola bar.
See? Yeah, fuck.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, though. I was meaning to tell you this. It pissed me off, though. So I was going to the bank late at night. Mm-hmm. Must have been like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night to get some cash.
Okay.
And I, from down the street, see this bum coming. But I walk and get my cash, walk back to my car. Now he's even closer to my car.
Right.
And I see he's a bum. I see him looking through the trash, looking for shit.
Does he see you?
I don't know what the fuck this asshole sees, okay? You know, who knows what this idiot's thinking.
Okay, fair enough.
So I think in my head, I'm definitely not giving him any cash. But I happen to have a surplus of water from a television show and some extra...
You won it on The Price is Right?
Won on The Price is Right. No, I have a case of water in the car from I got. And I have a big box of granola bars, unopened, just granola bars. So I grab out 3 granola bars and a big giant liter bottle of water and put it right there on the side of the wall.
So you didn't give it to the guy?
No, he's walking towards me. I said, hey, man, this is for you. You can have this.
So you did say, like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
I said, here, you hungry? Okay. You want this stuff? Here you go. He's like, oh, no, man, I don't need your stuff.
Ooh.
I was like, all right, man, I'm going to leave it right here. He's like, all right, thanks. Walks past it. Now, wait a minute. As I get in my car, this cocksucker turns around and grabs the water.
So he didn't want to give you, like, the satisfaction.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't need your
charity. Fuck you, Chubbs.
And he's like, keep your fucking gluten-free shit, fag boy. But then he didn't even wait for you to, like, leave and see, like, your taillights, disappear.
As I get to my car and as I'm getting in, I see this asshole turn around and he grabs the water and he grabs the granola bars and he sure enough starts eating the granola bar.
Yeah.
Like, you can't... meth.
Well, yeah, maybe. But I think it's also pride. You know, I mean, like, what takes...
You're homeless.
Yeah.
You're going through the trash up on Lankershim Boulevard.
But was he like a crazy homeless guy?
Yeah, he was like pretty...
But he seemed kind of like a hipster, like I don't, you know...
No, he wasn't hipsterish.
I mean, that kind of seems like some...
He was just like, oh, no, man, I don't need your stuff. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to leave it right here for you.
All right.
And sure enough...
White dude, black dude, Spanish
I couldn't
guy?
tell. So dirty, I couldn't tell.
Oh, really?
So dirty. Okay. Like wearing that, like, he had like it was like, 65 degrees out and this guy's wearing like a winter coat from like 1955. It's so big.
Motherfucker.
But whatever.
I've seen
my nerves.
I've seen the same, you see the same homeless people in your neighborhood once in a while. And I've seen this kid. He can't be, I mean, he looks, for all I know, he might be like 30 years old, but he looks like he's 18. And I noticed him at the park like a year ago, and he was, a little crazy, like a little weird. And then, fast forward a year, and I see him on right down the street, and he's talking to himself and doing all this stuff. So it's either the streets got to him,
dude, the
drugs got to him, his own craziness in his head.
Dude, the streets will get to you. I moved to Hollywood.
How couldn't they?
I moved to Hollywood 8 years ago, babe. A little more than 8 years ago now. And I first lived on a street called Franklin and Argyle.
It exists, I know.
Right in Hollywood. Okay, it's like right in the heart of Hollywood, just a few blocks from Capitol Records.
Sure.
Now, I moved here 8 years ago. There was this guy, a black guy, who used to hang out at the corner at the mobile station. Had suitcases, backpacks. Never seemed like he bothered anyone. Just was there every day, all day, always there. This is no lie. This is not making it up. Cut to 7.5 years later, I'm working in Hollywood, driving home, happen to go like the same way for like a month, going back past the old neighborhood. I saw this guy every other day still sitting in front of the same mobile station. This is now almost 8 years later. Same guy, same looking bags, everything, sitting on the same corner he used to hang out at every day 8 years before.
Yeah, hopefully...
That's insane. A decade? Almost a decade?
Yeah, streets, bro. It's, I mean, I don't think either of us can relate, but I did like a thing called Midnight Run. I had to do it to graduate high school, and you go down to Manhattan, New York City at the time. It's still there.
It's still Manhattan.
Yeah, and you gave out like soap and food and towels and all this stuff all over. And it's a good feeling, but you get back in, you're fucking, $50 sneakers, and, you got a place to go back, and these guys a lot of them were appreciative, but more so they were like fuck you. And that's the worst segue anyway. So I guess that would end our homeless conversation because
It actually started off as the cops conversation.
And I do love cops.
So good.
I watch it. I mean, when I'm not doing anything on Saturday nights, which is pretty lame, I watch Cops.
What else you been watching?
Well, last week I hit the jackpot.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, cause I know that I've been kind of killing this bit for you the last week or two.
You start off really strong, and then it's gotten...
I discovered what may be the greatest show of all time.
Uh-oh.
To Catch a Predator. Are you aware of this show?
Not only am I aware, it is so great to watch the show. I have seen it so many times.
Yeah. So, I mean, sorry, anyone...
It was on MSNBC?
It is. Yeah. I think, Sunday nights it's on.
Is it?
It's
not new anymore.
No. They're from, 07. Half of these guys have, already hung themselves in their fucking, J-Cat cells.
Right.
So... But, it's a good one, man. And for any of our, million-person audience who don't know, Catch Predators, they... set these guys up online in these chat rooms with 14, 15-year-old boys and girls, and these creeps will
come all the way out, miles.
I joke around. I joke around, say, I'm a creep. I'll grow a mustache.
Oh yeah,
for no reason.
How old was that girl you went on a date with last week? Oh, she was 14. I get the joke.
Yeah, but these guys,
oh,
they're no joke. They they bring lube and soda pop and bubble
condoms.
Gum. Yeah.
And then the best part about it is
when Chris Hansen comes out.
When he comes out and they're like, well, I just wanted a friend. I was just going to talk to her.
Yeah.
I was just coming to talk to her.
And they always get, I think one of these guys killed themselves after.
There was a rabbi, I think, that killed himself or something. Yeah. I saw a Jewish guy came in, a Jewy guy was a rabbi.
Oh, God, thank God that's not my fucking vice, man.
Oh, Lord.
Because you could never manage. And I actually watched it. I came home one night and saw that it was on my DVR. And I'm like, oh my God, jackpot. I completely forgot that I recorded this. And cut an hour later, and I'm searching online at all the sex offenders in my neighborhood.
Are there a lot?
Yeah. You'd be surprised, man.
I should look.
Yeah.
In the new neighborhood.
But
where do you look for that? Sex offender, California.
You can Google anything. Yeah. That should be your answer to anybody. If anyone ever asks you a question, that's my answer.
Google it.
Yeah. It's
anything. Doesn't matter what it is. If you have a question, what is this little tiny red mark below my wrist that won't go away? Somehow, yeah.
But I'm
definitely a medical enthusiast, online enthusiast.
Oh, you use WebMD?
Oh yeah, they tell you not to. That's my pleasure.
Yeah, that's
whenever something goes wrong, it's the first thing I do. WebMD or Google it.
Yeah. So how's your health according to the little man with the blue on him?
Dude, I am aces.
Really? I have a cramp.
Do you have cramps or do you have a cramp?
All of a sudden, I got a cramp. I got a fucking fat tire cramp. All of a sudden, I think it might be kidney stones. Let me look on WebMD.
Ugh.
No,
I actually found a program that I thought of you the other day. It was about a woman. Of course, she was a deuce and a half. Ooh. And she was an agoraphobic.
Small time.
She was agoraphobic.
Oh, really?
She wouldn't leave the house.
Wow.
So it was talking to her not leaving the house, but then she'd open the door, and then then she walked outside, and then the timer started how long she could spend outside.
Wow. That's extreme. I really think I hit the lotto when it comes to that shit. Because I'm crazy. I got my beefs like everybody else.
You got a few.
Sure, but I'm not I don't have these.
The TV thing. The volume thing.
But that's minutia, man. That doesn't control my life. I could go and do anything I want at any time without having to fix my coffee cups with the arms all reach in the same direction.
But there was a time, though, if we were all watching TV and the volume of the TV wasn't at a number that you enjoyed, you literally would get up and walk out of the room. You've gotten better. But there was a time where if the TV was at 43...
But I talked myself into that,
But you would get up and walk out. You walked out of the room a couple times.
Yeah. I think it's more of a control thing. Because I'm not controlling really very much, but...
But the volume of the TV, it will be at an even number.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It's just a numerical thing, maybe I am crazy. I should look at WebMD. But Catch Predator. It's that was a big one.
It's a phenomenal show.
Yeah, I never really got on the chat logs, like chat line.
I did the chatting.
I don't think they still exist. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I chat on Facebook with people.
Right.
But I don't.
But with strangers, like you go online and you chat with strangers.
The AOL days, I did
that like once or twice.
I did it in high school and like before high school, like the younger grades.
I would think it would all just turn into like sex.
No, but it was like an AOL thing. Like you had a profile and it like said things and people found you like they do on Facebook but it was a little more open back then. And then all of a sudden you get like an IM from like
strangers
from like Crew Girl 4236. Oh. And then she'd be like age, sex, location. And I always knew it was time for that was weird.
I had to blow up my Yahoo mail, like my email address, my first email address no longer exists because I got bombarded with like
my AOL
with
account.
Like dick pills and missionaries in Uganda trying to tell me that I have $1 million waiting for me.
I love when the Africans tell me.
I get pissed though when I get it on my legitimate email now.
Who's your email now?
Gmail.
Oh, I don't get anything like that on my Gmail.
But I get some random ones where it's like links that I send to people who I've never contacted.
Yeah, you gotta not open those. You gotta put those in spam.
What's that about? Like,
it's just people. It's the way it works. It's the internet, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You go to a website, right? Let's just say you go to ESPN.com as an example. When you go to ESPN.com, 1 million other websites now have access because they know you went to ESPN.com. It's very weird the way it works, but they do that. That's how it works.
I don't like that.
Well, I don't care what you don't like, Kevin. That's how it works.
Wow.
So like that's
I guess you have to kind of give up some of your, liberties or your freedoms.
If you're on the internet,
Jesus.
People figure that shit out, know how to get through stuff and get your information. My mom says to me the other day that she gets an email from me every once in a while, but she knows I didn't send it. And that freaks me out because I don't send her emails. Yeah. Like, I've never sent her, like, those weird emails.
I had my car stolen when I was going to school in Providence, Rhode Island. And that's kind of how it feels. It's like, but that was actually a lot worse. I left my keys actually in the glove compartment because there were an extra set of keys. And I had my dad's old 1988 Dodge.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
I would like to hear this story.
Okay.
But the extra set of keys to your car, you kept in the glove box.
Yeah. For like a week. And it just so happened that week that my car got broken into and stolen and joyridden and probably fucked
shit in and...
Yeah. There was... Yeah, so I'm living down...
Is this your work, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass, Larry.
All right, go ahead. Tell me your tale of why you deserved all this.
So I stopped by my friend's place... and I left and this is a beater. Like, it was about the size of the couch you're sitting in. And it had a roll bar, because if you took turns too quickly, it, would topple on itself. It smelled like an ashtray. And...
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dodge Raider are awesome. They're like the Mitsubishi Montero, but the Dodge version. It's a great car. And so I left it in front of my buddy's place, and I just ran in to grab something or do something. And I ended up playing a round of pool with him. And I come back out, and my car is gone. And I'm like, hold on. Where did I... Like, didn't I park right here?
Didn't I park right here?
And... Holy shit. This is like 10 years ago, so I gotta kind of go back. I was expecting to reminisce on this shitty story. But,
you brought it up.
And I call the Providence Police Department, and they come by, and they're all like... Oh, you're a fucking Yankee fan? Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you want from me? Like, so I'm like, yeah, so my car is gone. So the next morning they find it, and the seats are pulled all the way back. So you know that they were riding like Dr. Dre. And there was a bag of Burger King in the back seat. And they ripped my stereo out. Like, because I had a CD player, like when CD players used to exist.
Yeah, but not like the standard one, like the one,
Yeah, like the nice one. But
with the lights and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so they ripped that shit out. They took the face off of it, ripped it out, then kicked it in, tore my gearbox out, and then I had a book of CDs in the back, and it was like, some good shit in there, like Pink Floyd The Wall Live, 1980, and other stuff, and they just cracked the CDs in half. They didn't even steal them.
They were like, fuck this stupid
Yeah.
kid and his shitty white boy music.
Exactly. And they really shit all over. And I think I found the kids because when I got the car back, I was driving down the road in that area.
They were
and
laughing.
These kids were like, "Yo!" and I pulled over.
They were
and
like,
I'm
"This is that. That's the kid."
And I'm like, "Did you steal my fucking car?" And they're like, "What?" You know, and they're like thugs, like a lot gangster than I was. But I'm like, "You fuckers stole my car." So I get back in, I pull around to my buddy's place, and I'm like, "Yo, grab these pool sticks. Like, we're gonna come and beat the shit out of these kids because I think they stole my car." But obviously that didn't happen because, you know, I'm all talk. Yeah. So
But they stole your car.
they stole my.
And they let you know, too.
It was those fuckers. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I ever had a car stolen?
I don't think I ever had a car. So I've had the car broken into when I lived in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I must have, and it's my fault. I'm not going to lie, it's my fault. I must have not locked my door or something, or maybe I did and they got in. Either way, it got broken into. I had my computer and stuff in my bag because I was working on a show.
They take it?
Oh, yeah. I was working on a show, and I had my computer in the car because I had to work really early in the morning. I worked really late, so I didn't want to forget anything. So I got home at like 2 in the morning and was going back to work at like 7 in the morning. And in between those 5 hours,
I have my guitar in the back of my car right now because I'm a lazy piece of shit and didn't feel like bringing it up.
I saw right by your house the other day. I saw a guitar sale, instead of a garage sale. Some guy had a guitar sale, had like 7, 8, 9, 10, bunch of different guitars, violins. I wanted to call you, but I knew you were working. I didn't want to disappoint you.
Why don't you buy yourself a guitar? Teach yourself.
I did, and I was really bad at it.
You get laid.
I did that. I tried it. Summer like 2000, like 2002.
Were you singing too? Were you like singing like "Dust in the Wind" with like
Bob Marley was like
shirt off?
Redemption Song.
Yeah, it's a good
Down
one.
on the Corner. Mm-hmm. But I was really bad.
It's okay.
I gave up. It's not easy to play an instrument.
For me, it is because I'm a musical genius. No, I'm not. If I was,
How's that computer coming along with all your new?
Oh god, Pro Tools defeated me. It really took me down a notch in terms of who I am as a person because it beat me. It's a very user friendly program.
User friendly if you have half a brain.
And I went out and I spent like a couple $100 on this thing and I synced it up and I uninstalled it and I reinstalled it with the right software and I can't. I don't want to talk about it. It's really like
it sounds draining.
It's like my dog got hit by a car. Like that. That's how I feel because Pro Tools defeated me. Yeah, but I'd love to. You know, I mean, that's the one thing I kind of stuck with was playing guitar. Like, I had no other hobbies outside of like sports, but I was.
And you like to play like your own music plus like other people's music, like covers.
I'm gonna be a hit. I'm gonna be a sensation in like Kazakhstan. I'm gonna go there and blow them up.
They're gonna love it.
Yeah.
All right.
You ever hear international music? It's really. I mean, a lot of it is not that good. There's some jewels out there, but like Hong Kong pop music sucks.
How would you even hear Hong Kong pop music?
YouTube.
And you just YouTube Hong Kong pop music?
It leads from somewhere. It all leads from porn. Like porn and then leads to, you know, Google and then Google to something else. And then you end up on, you know...
Back to porn and
Hong Kong.
And you finish.
Yeah, exactly. You hit a link and it just sends you on this spiral of, you know, impending doom. Ultimately leading to, you know, Shanghai.
The 5, 6, 7, 8s singing some really shitty songs.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like the guys with like the Ryu and Ken hair from Street Fighter, who
why do they love that hair? Like they really do. They really.
It's a rock and roll.
It's a rock and roll.
It's fun. When I go to do karaoke, which is not often, I always tend to hit at least one note in like the.
She rubs you right.
Yeah. You can sing any Beatles song with.
With it.
I mean, I don't think it's offensive personally.
No.
I mean, maybe Asians.
Maybe in
may
1964 it wasn't offensive.
Maybe Orientals might think so.
I don't think they even say Oriental anymore.
No, they're rugs, apparently. I've been told. But, you know, I grew up with David Lawrence Crowley, my father, rest in peace, was a gem. You know, he taught me some good stuff.
Them Orientals.
But I mean, the language he used, and look, and he by no, I shouldn't be desecrating his reputation. He really was a great man.
You shouldn't be.
But he, the words he said and the terms he used, as brilliant as they were, would be so offensive.
Well, like you said,
you said Archie Bunker.
Like what you said, but God rest your dead soul.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if your father was still alive in 2013, he would have stopped talking like that.
No, it would have got worse. Like, you
think Archie Bunker?
Seen,
what do you think Archie Bunker would be like in 2013?
Have you ever seen like a crankety 90-year-old man? It's not a pleasant thing.
No, they don't give a fuck.
No,
they don't.
That's that generation from like World War II, and they're like, I fought for this country, and like they're like the greatest generation apparently. I think we're the worst generation. Like that's what we're gonna be known as, but. And they're just old, and it's 70 years ago since they, like, came back to Times Square and made out with some girl from Nebraska, and they had 10 kids. One of them's a senator. Those days are done.
Oh, yeah, you can't say, you couldn't even you just can't, you can't act that way more. Like, there was this, I read this.
You should be able to, though. Like, why can't you?
Dude, I read this article about some guy in New York, some statesman guy, worked for the Senate or does some political shit for New York. Got his son like a New York fire department job.
Okay.
And the guy took it to his Twitter and started saying racist and anti-Semitical things on his Twitter. Got found out, and now he's been fired and had to apologize publicly and do all this shit. And it's just you can't say anything anymore like. And act publicly and expect people not to react. It's just everything's in the open.
Yeah,
you're offending someone somewhere, no matter what you say.
But that's a problem. Like, why are you so easily offended? Like, why does it really concern you if someone says faggot or nigger or anything? Like,
you shouldn't say those things though in public.
It's just a word. Like,
I understand it's the word.
I didn't use it. I didn't point my finger and say you nigger.
But you shouldn't.
It's a word. It exists. Look, and I mean, is it racist in those in that connotation?
But it's racist to say those things.
No, it's not. It's a word.
No, you can't walk up to someone and just say.
Maybe you're right.
No, not maybe. It's not maybe.
I've never called.
There's a line that has to be drawn.
Okay.
And I think
I disagree with you. If you start taking away fucking people's words, man.
But you want to,
man. I didn't fucking fight in Saigon to take away my fucking words.
But I'm just saying, you think it's okay to walk up to some homosexual gentleman and just say you're a fag?
No.
Okay, because that's not really cool.
No, but I can call you a faggot.
I mean, but
because I know that you're in a love relationship with a girl, and it has nothing to do with being a homosexual.
No, in certain contexts, in certain rooms, and in certain things, but not in public, not on Twitter.
No, and I never would.
But that's all I'm saying. Like, you have to be careful what you say, where you say it.
Yes,
because we're gonna.
But I can still say it if I want.
You can say whatever the hell you want.
Thank you.
You can. It's a free country.
Yeah.
But people are gonna, no matter what you do, people are gonna are gonna say something.
And why can Lil Wayne say nigga and I can't?
Because you're not Lil Wayne.
So?
Because you're not you have no context. What's your context for saying nigga?
I can't call you my nigga? I'm
not, though.
What, you're my friend? Like you're my buddy?
It doesn't, no.
You're my nigga.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
I guess not. I thought you were.
If you...
I guess that's how it is.
Lines are being drawn.
That's an aberration.
I would say if you grew up in the context where that was normal.
And I did have friends in high school who were white as shit, and they said that.
But here, I'm just saying, if you grew up in the context where it was often said, like my nigga, and that was like always the thing.
See, it doesn't hurt.
No, I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying we're not in a position that we should say it to each other.
No, I don't say it. But I think I can still, if I want to.
Kevin, you could take a shit,
and I have,
in public in the middle of Ralph's if you want to.
No, you can't.
No, you can't.
Well, no, there's laws that say you can't shit in the cereal aisle.
And there's rules of the streets.
Okay, well that's two different things. The streets aren't going to stop me. I'd get street cred from shitting in the cereal aisle at Ralph's. That's street right there, man.
I'm just saying.
That's some gangster
you
shit.
You can say whatever you want all the time.
Yes.
But there's just certain things you shouldn't say.
And if I offended you,
haven't
if I
offended
offended
me.
our 38 viewers on YouTube, I apologize.
No, I don't. You didn't say anything racist. You're merely no.
I root for black families on Family Feud.
I voted for Obama. You asshole.
I didn't vote actually, so I didn't. But yeah, like I'll root for the black families on Family Feud. That's how I know. That's how I know I'm not racist. Because
you'll side with the Hendersons from South Carolina.
Yeah, I'm like fuck those crackers. The Jackson family, they're all happy and
that's ridiculous.
Symmetrical hair.
Ridiculous. Well, folks.
Wow.
I think it's a good spot to just call it a day.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't want to overload our people with our 35 viewers with too much racism or.
There's no racism. How dare you? That's a scarlet letter. That's the N letter. How dare you? Brand that on my forehead.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening. This has been Bad Takeout.
Yes.
Kevin Crowley.
I have been Kevin Crowley, and I've been
the one saying everything.
I've been questionable. So
I'm Jeremy.
Yes.
And thanks for listening.
Have a good evening.
See you next time.
Later.
We're just keep saying goodbye. For how long?
I don't know, Jeremy. Good night.
Good night.